I try not to make these too long because I know sometimes we get busy and then it's like, for me, I have to go back and it keeps going back and I've got to replay it again and again and I hate that. So I may have to do this in sections because it's going to be pretty lengthy. Anyway, I had to get these items. I had to go pick up these items because for some ungodly reason I had left a bag behind and talked to the manager before I went to California with Anna, and he had told me to come in when I get back and I can pick them up, bring the receipt in. So had the receipt, went into Smith's, and before I went into Smith's, I had Marco Polo'd Pam and said, I'm just not feeling well. I'm not sure what's going on, but ever since I got zapped, I'm not feeling right. So I just wanted you to see, I'm like not feeling good, but this is what I look like going in. And, I'm a little leery now because of being zapped in the retirement community. I'm kind of a little leery about going into a building that I know there's a lot of Wi-Fi. So I'm just, touching base. Went in. Wasn't in there 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, talked to the one manager. He sent me back to the store, to go get the stuff. And then the manager that I had talked to was going to be up there when I got up there. By the time I walked back to the back of the store, I was already having symptoms. I was having the heart palpitations. I was having shortness of breath. I was having anxiety. I was just like, oh my God, I gotta get this done. I gotta get out of here. And I'm looking at my receipt trying to figure out, what I needed. And I had marked it, but it was like really, I got really disoriented. I got really confused. I was having a hard time concentrating on what was on the receipt, what I needed to get. And then I was starting to panic a little bit because I was getting short of breath and I was trying to get this figured out and try to get this done in a short amount of time. And so I almost left again. But I was limited on the time that I had, so I was like, I got to get this done, and I just got to get out of here. So I did. I pushed through, got it done, got in the front, and by the time I got in the car, I was gasping. I was doing this number, trying to catch my breath because it was just the intensity just goes from here up to here, and it actually kind of started in my stomach and made my stomach worse. Made my back worse, made my neck hurt. It was just bizarre is all I could say. And so I immediately Marco Polo'd Pam, and I was like, okay, look, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm feeling. And she was the one that pointed out, it's like I had more wrinkles and stress marks like on my face. Like I was talking like I was on speed. I was like really talking really, really, really fast. And I felt that. I felt anger. I felt rage. I felt anxiety. And it was just freaky. So I left there and I had to go pick up Haley. And by the time I picked up Haley and got home, I was zapped. Got in, got the groceries put away, was still pooping, but all I could do was lay down. I felt this pressure in my chest the rest of the day. And again, it took me all day to recover from that. By the end of the day, I still was not feeling good. My stomach was still just in knots and was still pooping. So I texted Anna, said, I need tomorrow down. I'm still not feeling well. And she was like, that's fine. Take care of yourself, and touch base with me later. So it was Wednesday. And so I cleaned house because I thought, I got to get up. I got to get things done because I need to see how I feel. I didn't want to go into work after being down for a couple of days and then, try to push through to work. So got up, got things done, and I was okay, no problem. Just still felt not right, but I was not feeling zapped anymore. Yesterday, got up, went to work, took Haley to work, went to work. She sent me to Trader Joe's, to Smith's, and it was like the first thing in the morning. So got into Trader Joe's, no problem. Got in and out of there, no problem. No symptoms whatsoever. Went to Smith's. Did the same thing, sat out in the parking lot, got on the Marco Polo with Pam, said, okay, look, I'm happy, I feel good, I feel energetic, I'm bubbly, everything's good, I'm like, just need you to put eyes on me and see that everything's fine. And when I came out, I was not fine. I had, again, I had to pick up a prescription, so I was in there for like 15, 20 minutes standing in line. And as I was standing in line, I was feeling it. I could feel it starts in my stomach. It started like a knot in my stomach, and it started working up. And as it was working up, I was feeling more and more anxious and anxiety and rage, just rage. And I'm like, God, I gotta get out of here, and I was starting to get shortness of breath. So got the prescription, got out of there, got in the car, and was the same thing. I was like hypered. I was like I was on coke, just talk, 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 talk. And Pam's just like, oh my God, you're just like, like you're wound up tight, and I'm just like, I feel rattled. I feel, just anxious, and I was like, I just felt mad and rage, and that's so freaking scary. That was almost scarier than the heart, thing, because it's like, that wasn't coming from me, and that wasn't coming from God. And the fact that these things that you can't see, these waves, that are invisible, are affecting you. And so, that got real scary. So I had to go back to work, and I had such a hard time getting through work. Such a hard time. And it was a lot of physical work. And so I just kept, trying to push through, but it was like my whole body was just reeling, from this effects. And so I got out of there, I got out of work, and I had to go to my endocrinologist appointment. And mind you, I'm still headache. I'm still, my chest still feels a little heavy. And so I get to this appointment, and I just look at this huge medical building, and all I can think of is, oh my God, everything in there is running off of Wi-Fi. And so I ended up looking at my cell phone, and there was 6 or 8 signals on the outside. So I got on Marco Polo Pam again, said, okay, look, I need you to put eyes on me. This is what's going on. What I'm going to do, this is my plan, is, I've got 8 signals on the outside. Who knows how many are going to be on the inside, but I'm going to try to get in and out of this appointment as fast as I can. But, this is eyes on me. So I got in there and got checked in, and I wasn't sitting there 10 minutes, and I could feel it starting. And so I checked my phone, and there was 22 signals on the inside. So, of course, I'm like trying not to panic, because I know that I'm already feeling the effects, and I don't know how long I'm going to have to sit here. And now I got in, they triaged me, did my vitals, and my vitals, I couldn't wait to see what my vitals were, because I could feel everything inside, was just anxious, and my heart was racing. And I get in, and my heart rate is 71, which is pretty much normal. Now, mind you, I have been low heart rate since July. It took me 2 months to get my heart rate up 11 points. I was 44 in September when they put me in the hospital, and it's taken me 2 months to get it up to 55. When I went into my primary doctor, it's been 55. I monitor it every day here. It's been between 55. If it gets up in the 60s, it's because I've had coffee, or early in the morning when I have the CBD still in me. It will be normal. But normally, it's not normal. It's low. So had I gone in there with a normal heart rate of 70 or 80, it would have been up 10 to 15 points. So it would have been tachycardia. But it appeared that everything was normal on my vitals. Nothing normal was going on the inside. I sat there and waited in the room about 10 minutes for him. And as I was waiting, and by the time he got in the room, I was shaking. And that really scared me because I've watched Pam for 2.5 years with tremors. And that's the first for me. So I talked to him, and my thyroid is normal. For the first time in 10, 15 years, my thyroid is stable. So he said that, because he's like, why are you here? And I said, bradycardia. And he's like, you don't have bradycardia. I said, yeah, I do. And so I explained to him, I said, are you aware of electromagnetic hypersensitivity? And he said, I've heard of it. And I said, what do you know about it? And he said, nothing really. He said, why? And I said, because I think that I've become sensitive to electromagnetic waves. And he's like, well, what makes you think that? And I said, because I'm aware of it. And I've been observing, and I've been having symptoms, and for the last week. And so he just kind of, he didn't poo-poo me, but he didn't really elaborate on it. He said, who diagnosed you that? And I said, I did. I said, but, I'm paying attention to my body. I know my body better now than I've ever known it. And I can tell you right now that I'm having symptoms. I said, you have 22 signals going on in this building. And I felt it the minute I walked in here. I said, I wasn't in here 5 minutes, I said, and I started feeling it. So I checked my phone, and you have 22. And he said, well, I just want you to be aware that it's very rare to have hypothyroidism cause bradycardia. And I said, I figured that. I said, they told me in the hospital that that's what it was. And I said, and all my tests, my heart have come out normal. And I said, so I have had hypothyroidism for 30-something years, and I've never had bradycardia until September or July. And I said, so something's going on in my body that I'm not sure what it is. And so he said that, he would definitely monitor me and go back in 3 months. So by the time I got out of there, I had the whole palpitations, headache, just felt zapped. There's no other way to put it other than like watch a bug go in a bug zapper. That's how you feel. It's like all these symptoms are just forced, like with vengeance on you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it other than get away. And then you already have the effects. So you have to, it just takes hours. It takes Pam weeks and months now to get past her exposure. So got in the car. Now, mind you, this was like 4:30, I think, when I came out. So it was getting dark. The doctor's office was, with traffic at that time, 30 minutes from home. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get home. I got so confused and so disoriented, and my vision went so blurry. And I already had trouble at night, with my vision. This was like, I couldn't read the signs. I mean, I couldn't read my own street sign. I didn't know where it was. But it took me an hour and 20 minutes to get home, and it was really scary to be so confused and discombobulated. And so I got home. I was a hot mess last night because the realization is setting in. This is a life changer for me. I'll get back.